know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? You can hear me or no? You can hear me. Okay, so pretend like we like each other and scoot closer, and if there's a seat, extra seat, to kind of, there'll be a lot of folks coming in, so if you could just squeeze.
Suddenly you're wise, another blink of an eye. 67 is gone, the sun is getting high, we're moving on. I'm 99 for a moment, I'm dying for just another moment, and I'm just dreaming, chasing the years of my life. 15, there's still time for you. 22, I feel it too. 93, you're on your way. Every day's a new day. Ooh. There's still time for you. 15 is never a wish better than this. When you've only got 100 years to live.
Welcome, everybody. It's so amazing to see so many faces I haven't seen in about a million years, so hi. So this service is going to be a little bit different than a normal memorial service. My name is Julia. I was a regional officer in 2012. I was in YOU like 2008-ish to 2012, and I met Jackie when I was probably like 7 years old. So yeah, she was a pretty constant in my life throughout my life. So yeah, she's a really special person, as we all know. So
So my name's Jeremy Taves, for those who I haven't had the chance to get to know. I haven't seen in like 20 years. It's so amazing to be back here. I grew up in these walls largely, and had the opportunity to be part of the YOU group from about 1999 to 2004, where I got to serve as both a regional officer as well as an international officer. And it was in the capacity as a regional officer that I had the chance to work really closely with Jackie to plan and organize and facilitate some awesome regional events with little help from co-regi occasionally. But for those of you that are unfamiliar with what a YOU event might look like, I was trying to explain this the other day to my 9-year-old daughter, Savannah. So you know, there's a whole bunch of people that come from like Utah and Montana and Alaska and British Columbia and all these different places to this camp, and they're exposed to these ideas that, you know, expand their awareness of themselves and others, and they see the world in a completely new way. And she's like, oh, so it's basically like a trip with Miss Frizzle on the Magic School Bus. I was like, God, I have a smart daughter, right? She's like really quick and on it, and I was like, yeah, you know, thankfully there are some differences. You know, no active volcanoes were explored. We didn't go inside anyone's nose, nasal cavity, or any other cavities for that matter. But rather, a YOU event was really this place where we would go together and we would be encouraged to fearlessly be true to our authentic self, to live our highest good, where we would be encouraged to love and be loved unconditionally, where we would be, have the opportunity to boldly open ourselves to experiencing the oneness and the connection that we all have with Spirit, and where we would be challenged to take up the mantle of being the change that we wish to see in the world. And I had the opportunity to do this for a year, and it was Jackie that had the opportunity to do this for 50 years. She led these events for 50 years, inspiring generations of youth instilling strength and resolve and self-encourage, like feeling fulfilled within yourself, the strength to stand up and be true to who you are in the face of all the challenges that the world was facing then and that the world is facing now. And I just feel so grateful to be here now and a part of this celebration to honor all of you that are part of that and a part of me, and thank you. And so we would like to, I don't remember what we're doing next.
So like we both expressed, this service is going to be a little bit different than your average memorial service. So there might be some parts that are maybe a little bit outside your comfort zone, but Jackie always encouraged us to go outside, expanding our comfort zones. And so we hope that you can do that as well today. And also a couple of just like house notes. If you need to use the restroom, it's outside those doors and to the right. Yes. Okay, cool. To the right. And instead of clapping, because there's going to be like a lot of people sharing a lot of different things throughout the service. So instead of clapping, maybe you snap instead. Snap your fingers. We could all try it together. And I think that's all.
Yeah, it's good to start.
Yeah, let's go. All right, see you guys at the end.
Reverend Philip.
Oh, yes, and we're going to welcome Reverend Philip up to pray us in before we officially get started.
Oh.
Just kidding.
Just kidding, yeah.
Lauren is going to come sing a beautiful song first.
I see trees of green, red roses too. I see them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue and clouds of white, the bright blessed day, the dark sacred night, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch them grow. They'll learn much more than I'll ever know. And I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people going by. I see friends shaking hands, saying, how do you do? They're really saying, I love you. I hear babies cry,
Let me look at you. You are the wonders of the world. And we are blessed to be gathered together in wonder. So I invite you, hold a hand next to you. Let us be one. Let us be one. Surely the presence of pure love is in this place. We can feel God's mighty power and God's grace. There's a holy hush around us. We see glory on each face. Surely the presence of God's love is in this place. Beloved divine creator of all good, we are blessed by your will to love. We are blessed by your beautiful wisdom of this world. We are blessed for safe journeys coming here today in celebration of our beloved. O sweet Spirit of life, you have gifted us in ways that are beyond measure. You have gifted us in ways that go on forever. There is no space and no limit to the love that has been shared with us by your good and loyal servant. She has moved us all, and for this we are blessed in a blessing. Let us give of our love, as Jackie gave all of her love to us. Always, always, always. We say this in the name and the nature of the living Christ. Amen. And the congregation said, Amen. You guys are just super. So I get a couple of minutes. I've been put on the clock, so know that. So I have a couple of minutes to bring some of my heart about Jackie to you. I first met Jackie in 1989, January at Gold Bar. I had come to Unity the year before. They discovered I was a Waldorf educator, and they put me to work. And then they said, your reward is you get to go meet Jackie at Gold Bar. And I said, what does that mean? And they said, you will find out. When I got to Gold Bar, I found that someone had built a nest. Gold Bar was a nest, and in that nest were all the eggs that we were. Each one of us was an egg. And there was Jackie, making sure we were incubated just right. When we were ready, and all of us were ready at different times, over the 45 years that I got to go, well, I didn't get to go for 45 years, 37 years to Gold Bar, I would watch people peck open the shell of their egg. And when they pecked it open, their light would shine out, and there was Jackie shining her light in. Education is from the Greek, and it means to awaken and bring out into the light that wisdom which lives in each one of us. Jackie knew, through a deep sense of knowing, when you were ready for the next step in your life. She knew how to be patient, and she knew how to be active. She knew when you were ready, and usually she found some place in you and in your world for your activity to come to light and your wisdom to shine. She was the wisdom keeper for 50 years of children and staff throughout this whole western part of the United States and Alaska. She was holding the wisdom until we all came to that place where we hatched out. For some, it was when they were young. I was in my early 40s. You're never too old to hatch. You're never too young to hatch. Be available. Jackie was always available for when you were ready for the next step in your life. And she did it with humor and with grace and with an enthusiasm that only a wisdom keeper would have for each one of us. She's truly, truly, truly a wisdom keeper for the ages. For the ages. So, I'm going to sing what is called a yoke. I'm from the Baltic tribes, and we sing yokes, and they are honor songs, and they come from the heart, and they're sung once, and they're never sung again. They are just of this moment. Let us do that. Let us do that. The Native American tradition does this also. They're called honor songs. Okay, so here we go. Let us celebrate our beloved wisdom keeper. Aho.
Hello. It's time to bring the energy up. We are going to do some joy songs. Quick introduction. My name is Amanda. When I grew up here, I was Amanda Norell Botter. My parents, Diane and Craig, and brother Seth, we all went to this church since we were little. And so Jackie knew us me and Seth before we really had memories. So she's always been a part of our lives. And joy songs, to explain to everyone, are something that we would do at YOU regional events, where these t-shirts come from. And they were a way to kind of get the energy up and set the tone for the event, and really just be joyful together. So we're going to sing along with Sarah, Jackie's granddaughter, and we would like to invite you to stand on up and be joyful in memory of the eternally joyful Jackie. There will be words on the screen. All right, this one is called Simple Living. One is Life is Good.
Give a little love, give a little life, come back round and feel alright. Oh, life is good. Oh, life is good. Give a little love, give a little life, come back round and feel alright. Oh, life is good.
Last one, Sanctuary.
Hello, my name is Nick Muncie Jarvis. I met Jackie Green when I was in Youth of Unity, and I had the pleasure of working alongside her in the Unity's Northwest region for 20 years. I quickly learned that Jackie was loving, supportive, and intentional, traits that she embodied through her whole life. Jacqueline Eileen Palmer was born in Chickasaw, Oklahoma in 1939. Her early years were marked by family time. She was her sister Molly's sidekick, and together they watched out for their younger brothers, Wayne, Mike, and Bill. They enjoyed the freedom of growing up in a small town, including pulling a wagon around while hunting for pop bottles. They would return the bottles and buy Cokes and candy. She told of her mom waxing their floors, putting socks on all the kids, and having them run along and slide to the song, The Flight of the Bumblebees. Finding the joy in work was something she continued to do throughout her life. Even after moving to Connecticut, Seattle, and Spokane, she stayed close to her Oklahoma family through long typed letters and yearly cross-country road trips. She and her brothers and sister would stay up playing poker and Old Soul into the early hours of the morning, laughing and joyfully yelling. Jackie planned on having a big family and loved children of all ages. She was a trusted confidant and a stabilizing force. She worked with children as a speech therapist, a PTO classroom volunteer, and Sunday school teacher. After moving to Spokane in 1973, her husband Wayne attended a Celebration of Life service here at Unity. He found it so inspiring, Jackie, Wayne, and their two daughters, Jenny and Lois, began attending Unity. In 1979, Jackie became a Youth of Unity sponsor, and around 1980, she was hired by the Northwest region of the Association of Unity Churches to serve as the youth education consultant for YOU and Uniteens. Through this position, she would consult with ministries in Alaska, British Columbia, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Montana, and Utah. This was the beginning of 40 years of her holding space for youth to plan, lead, and organize 5 events a year. It involved developing event themes, t-shirt designing and printing, communication, permission forms, travel, payments, sacred safety, excitement, tears, prayers, songs, and hugs for 200 to 500 teens, and all of this using snail mail and a landline telephone. Jackie became a licensed teacher, and in 1993, she was certified in Unity as a spiritual educator. I first met Jackie a few years after that. In those days, participants at YOU events got a bead for each event they attended. Jackie's YOU bead necklace must have had nearly 100 beads on it. Now, I was impressed. Hoping to make it a little farther along. I was impressed by the dedication that showed and the wisdom she must have. But I was shy and quiet and didn't really interact with Jackie much at first. Until a couple years later when I showed up to a kids camp counselor training and Jackie enthusiastically greeted me. And Jackie was great about helping people feel seen, heard, and appreciated. She saw the best in people and treated them with loving kindness. A couple of years later, as YOU regional officers, my co-regee and I went to Jackie with Kansas City, Missouri, one summer for the International Youth of Unity Conference. We arrived a few days early to plan the fall YOU event. Now, this was in the olden days when we still used things called maps to find our way around. Anyway, it was time to go to lunch, and she gave us a map and told us to tell her where to go. And it took me years to figure out that, she'd been doing this for 20 years. She probably knows her way around Kansas City, and she was testing us to see how we worked as a team. But the biggest part of this experiment relied on her giving up control and following our lead. And if we told her to turn, she did, even if she knew it was the wrong direction. And this was more than her just going with the flow. She enjoyed the adventure of it all and genuinely placed her trust in us. And this in turn helped us believe in ourselves. The faith she put in people lifted them up and helped them soar. After completing Unity's field licensing program, Jackie was ordained as a Unity minister in 2004. She continued to evolve with the times, learning to use a computer for finances, emails, and photo sharing. Jackie said that people would sometimes ask her, when are you going to retire as a YOU consultant? And she'd always respond, when I have it all figured out. That way I can teach my replacement how to do the job. But she was in the YOU consultant position for a long time because the youth kept evolving, and she evolved right along with them. Jackie's personal mission statement was to honor the past, celebrate the present, and vision the future. I love that Jackie honored what came before and that she was not bound by it. Things were open to change and grow to meet the present need. She celebrated the present good and greeted it with an open mind and heart. Often when asked if an idea would work, she would delightedly respond, I don't know. Through this, she taught the point of life is not to know everything all the time. The point is to be present with the question and be open to learning new things. And also to leave space for what is next, for the good that is on the horizon, and for those that have yet to arrive. Years ago, a colleague of mine posted on social media that he was a third-generation YOU consultant in his region. And at the time, I thought about this region and how Jackie had been the consultant for nearly 2 whole generations. 10 generations of YOUers. And her steadfastness was our strength as a regional community. And she empowered us to form deep, trusting friendships that will be with us the rest of our lives. In 2015, Jackie received Unity's Light of God Expressing Award and the Spokane Spirit Award. After releasing her regional position in 2019, Reverend Jackie continued to serve at Unity Spiritual Center of Spokane as a youth and family minister until 2024 when she retired at the age of 84. She spent the last couple of years enjoying time with her family and her dog, Little Bear. She loved her children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Her goal was to live to be 100. Then she revised that goal to 125. She wanted to live on and see how things turned out. And she'd always wanted to know, are the children well? And as she was passing, her family assured her that they were well, and they would continue to take care of each other. Recently, I found a feedback form from a YOU event that asked, what expectations did you have going into this? And Jackie's answer was that it would be perfectly imperfect. When I have a hard time seeing the inherent perfection in the situation, I pause and ask myself, what would Jackie do? And I know that she would live on purpose, see the best in people, show them that they are important, and serve with love. As we follow her example, we can make this world more beautiful and loving for the children of yesterday, today, and tomorrow.
everyone. Please take this moment to get yourself settled for a meditation, adjusting your seat, turning off your cell phones if you haven't already. Maybe allowing the eyes to close or soften on something in front of you. Starting to bring awareness to your breath. Letting your breath bring you into this present moment. A moment of gathering, of community, of celebrating a life that has touched so many. As you breathe, I invite you to bring awareness to your heart center. Let your breath rest in your heart for a few moments. Imagine that with each breath in, your heart expands. And with each breath out, your heart softens. Use your breath as a tool to open your heart to the energy that is permeating this room. An energy so palpable and so full of reverence and love. An energy brought together by our beloved Jackie. You can stay here, breathing just like this. Inhaling, expanding your heart. Exhaling, softening your heart. Or as you're ready, I invite you to bring to mind the radiant spirit that is Jackie. See if there are any memories of her that come to mind. No memory or moment too small. You might consider the ways her life has touched yours. The lessons she shared. The ways she made you feel. The parts of her that inspired you. Let whatever arises be enough. As you remember Jackie, I encourage you to check in with your body. Notice what sensations and feelings arise as you remember her. Notice the ways that even just thinking about Jackie's presence changes your physiology. Maybe you notice a smile, a sense of relaxation, a warmth, or tears. Imagine as if the memories, the gifts Jackie has left you, are finding a home in your body. As if a part of her is becoming a part of you. Imagine carrying these gifts forward into your interactions with others, into the way you live your life. With this, we know the light of Jackie lives on in each and every one of us. Return to your heart, your breath, let your breath anchor you back into this present moment. Feel your feet on the ground, your body supported, heart open. And as you feel ready, slowly, gently, open your eyes, returning to this space together. Let your gaze reorient to the space around you, to the people around you. Resting here with one another in celebration of a life who touched so many.
There's a little girl with pretty curls. She's about 5 years old, and she's waiting at the gate for her dad to come home. As he pulls around the corner in his shiny white car, she feels the magic light up in her heart. And he picks her up and he holds her. He said, I missed you and I'm glad that you're here. As the little girl lays her head on his shoulder, she whispers these words in his ear. She says, Daddy, I know exactly what love is. Love is real tender and true. Love is the feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she's 20 and there's plenty of love everywhere. She's getting married this morning and her friends are all there. They've gathered together to stand by her side. She says goodbye to this time in her life, and they each take a moment to hold her and to tell her what she means to them. In a world that keeps getting colder, she's been blessed with warm family and friends. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real tender and true. Love is the feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they're older, no one told them it gets crazy like this. They're going to night school, they're working 2 jobs, and they're raising 3 kids. The youngest one is crying with a bruise on her knee. She needs attention, she needs sympathy. And she picks her up and she holds her. And she remembers the feeling she had as the little girl lays her head on her shoulder. She knows exactly why she's working so hard. She says, a little girl, I know exactly what love is. Love is real tender and true. Love is the feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now they're 60 and their history spans 40-odd years. They've buried their parents and the grandkids are here. There's something about the way they look in each other's eyes that speaks warmly about the meaning of life. And he puts his arms out to hold her, and that feeling's so familiar and warm. She thinks love's an unending endeavor, from your last breath to the first when you're born. She says, I know exactly what love is. Love is real tender and true. Love is the feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. Now she's 80 and she's tired of being in this nursing home. Her man's been gone for so long, and she feels so all alone. She closes her eyes and she begins to pray. A little comfort just might come her way. And God picks her up and he holds her. And she remembers that feeling she had. She's not a woman whose life's almost over. She's a little girl being held by her dad. She says, God, God, God. I know exactly what love is. Love is real tender and true. Love is the feeling my heart gets when I'm being held close by you. God's love's real simple. God's love's real simple. God's love's real simple and true.
Geez, I don't know how you're supposed to go after that. I don't know if I've ever heard anyone else but Leroy sing that song, so beautiful, well done. My name's Seth. I guess as my sister pointed out, I've known Jackie since before I had memories. I think she met me shortly after I was born. If I'm not wrong, I think she baptized me here. Yeah. So that's how far we go back. I was a YRUer and a regional officer here in the Northwest, and Sterling and I were asked to come and talk about the next part of the service, which is what you guys are going to have a really active hand in, which is a truth talk. It's an opportunity to share your truth about Jackie, and it's something that we would do at all of the different Youth of Unity events. We'd have a different theme. I'm wearing one of our t-shirts. I remember making this one actually in Jackie's living room, and there's hands. I think one of these is Jackie's. I'm not sure which one, though. And so there was always a theme, and obviously tonight the theme is Jackie, and so in a moment we'll each share kind of a memory or a story, something to share your truth about Jackie. And so I'll go first. And thinking about Jackie and my time in YOU, one thing I remember hearing just people say a lot about YOU was that it was one of the few youth-led organizations that was recognized as a peace movement by the United Nations. And I heard that thrown around all the time, and I was like, that sounds impressive. I don't really know what it means, though. And I've thought about it more over the years, and in preparing for this, I thought about it with Jackie, and other people have reflected on this, and that the first part, just being youth-led, right? And Jackie was amazing at this. She really trusted youth to lead and make mistakes. I mean, she worked with teenagers. And we made a lot of mistakes. I could tell some specific stories, but I won't go into that. But the thing that was amazing is she, like, in reflection as an adult and someone who works with teenagers now, I'm like, I can't believe she let us do that. But she always led us in a safe space and gave us the safety net to make mistakes and learn from those mistakes. And she created that youth buy-in. And in that way, it really was youth-led because of Jackie. And the second part was the peace movement. And when I think about Jackie and the impact she had on the youth, it was, we had youth from all over, as people have pointed out, in many different places in life, going through lots of things. And I think that Jackie helped youth find peace for themselves. And so that was the peace movement part. She was amazing at meeting kids where they were at, giving them exactly what they needed. And so like I said, for me, I've been working with at-risk youth and indigenous youth in Alaska now for a decade or more, and never really put those pieces together. And I don't know how much of that is attributed to Jackie, but I think a lot of it. And I appreciate her for setting that incredible example for us to learn from. So with that, I'm going to let Sterling introduce himself, and then we'll be coming around with some microphones so you can start to think about a short story or truth about Jackie that you might want to share in a little bit.
My name's Sterling. I was in the YOU. I was always blessed that Jackie welcomed myself and everybody here into the church, but also as an honorary member of the Green and the Stiles family. I was very fortunate, and the other day we were telling stories, and when we were younger, we always had dinners and whatnot here on Wednesday nights, and they always needed babysitters. And in Jackie's infinite wisdom, she convinced Ty and I that it was our idea to be the babysitters and keep us out of trouble instead of running around the church or the South Hill causing more problems. She discreetly guided us and our energy into those children and kept us out of trouble. And with that, we will open up if anybody has a short story. Let's try and be mindful of time and everybody else's time. Not everybody at once.
Is this on? Okay.
Hi, I'm Jeff Tawney. I'm a late YOUer. I came to Unity about 6-7 years ago. One of the first people to encourage me into ministry was Jackie. And a couple of times after talks I would give, she would tell me that there was a path for me. I had the opportunity to visit with her at the hospital, and then also Jenny messaged me and said, if you want to come say goodbye. And so I took the opportunity. And as Jenny and I were visiting with Jackie, we were talking and she was asleep, and Jenny and I just shared stories, and Jenny said, I'm going to leave you alone to say your goodbyes. And she left the room, and I was at the head of the bed I put my hands on her feet, and I started reciting some things, my remembrances of her, some very poignant memories of things that she said or saw her in action in peace. And as I am praying for her, she starts talking to me. And I sat there for a minute and I thought, this woman is blessing me. She's not going to let me bless her. She's going to bless me. And I thought, that's Jackie. That was Jackie. And so thank you, Jenny, for giving those opportunity.
Hi, my name is Chris. I had the privilege of working with Jackie to being introduced into Unity Youth Ministry by Jackie Green. Oof. And it can all be summed up with unconditional love. She be it, she do it, she walked her talk. And at a time in my life that I wasn't sure that I was supposed to be unconditionally loved. I know I was a mama bear and unconditionally loved my 3 children, but she was the one who showed me. And I'm known to be an experiential educator. I've gone pretty deep into the field, but I was in the car during one IYOU with the YOU officers in the back seat with a paper map and Jackie, and we were going to Unity on the Plaza. And you couldn't tell by tone. There's so many ways to communicate. There was nothing that cued you that we were on the wrong highway, going in the opposite direction. She eventually said, "Okay, what's my next move?" And it's like, well, oh, unconditional love in the midst of supporting growing leadership. Anyway, I love you, Jackie. I know you're here in the room. And yeah, thank you. Thank you, YOU, today for bringing back that awareness, the sensation, full sensation of unconditional love. You did it again. I love YOU events. Thank you.
My name is Marilu Greco, and like Chris, Jackie ushered me into the glorious, wonderful experience of being a part of children and youth ministry. I was really lucky to be the second person to be the children's ministry consultant in the Northwest region. Way back in probably 1981, I think was when I got started. And the first event that Jackie and I did together was what ended up becoming the Gold Bar experience, and we did it at Manuka. I'd never been to a retreat. I had no idea what in the world it was going to be, but Jackie coached me through the whole thing, and it was a wonderful experience. There were so many times when Jackie was not only my coach, as I learned the ropes. I called her so many times, many phone conversations when I was learning how to handle various things that happen in children and youth ministry. She was always available, always calm, always reassuring, always empowering, always kind. And there were just so many adventures along the way as we shared events together, kids camp and the youth team conferences, many youth team conferences, and being on the youth services team and always being touched by her presence and her kindness. And there were so many mistakes I made along the way, and I remember one glaring one was when early on, when I was still the regional consultant, and that model at that time was that my job was to go out to churches and do trainings, an all-day training on a Saturday. And each year, Jackie and I decided we would do a joint weekend, and we would choose a more isolated church to go to and just spend the weekend there. And Jackie would give support and guidance and love to whoever was doing the team program, and I would do the same with those who worked with the children. And I was driving, and we were on our way to Boise, Idaho. I'd never been there. I don't know if Jackie had been there. And I was driving, I picked her up, and I'm not even sure where I'm going, and I realized my car is almost on empty. And I was just keeping my fingers crossed that there would be a gas station showing up. Jackie was just so present and so kind and so non-judgmental about my not remembering to fill my gas tank. We eventually did get gas. We got there to Boise and did our weekend, but that was just my experience with Jackie, being my friend and being a guide, being an inspiration always, and so loving and so completely present in the moment. I learned so much from her, and I'm very grateful that she was a part of my life.
So my name is Jane Simmons, and I met Jackie years ago in the 90s when we were both youth consultants, different regions, and I learned so much from her. Her wisdom was so present, and she taught me so much. And then I had the great blessing to be here in Spokane and work with her as associate minister. And I'm so grateful for the time that we had together. Jackie was the kindest woman I've ever met. And she could stay calm in the midst of bedlam. She just had this knack. And so all around us would be things swirling, and Jackie would be so calm and present and supportive that I just really, really loved her, still do, and miss her. And she was one of the real gifts for me. I have many gifts from being here. Jackie was definitely one of them.
I want to look at all of you. So, my name is Teza Muncie Jarvis, and I was a YOU regional officer and international officer some time ago. As I heard of Jackie's passing, I started getting out pictures of the time that we spent together, and there's so much that I can say about who she was to me and the impact that she's had on my life, the daughter that I tried to be, the sister, the mom, the wife, the friend. Jackie's way was very quiet, but constant and persistent and loving. And one of the reasons I was digging through my pictures was because, yes, I knew we had all these pictures from YOU and international and big formal events and things like that. But there was one picture that I was looking for, which was I got to go to kids camp as a kids camper when I was 12, and I was very cool. I was too cool for church camp. I was not into it. I went with a very other cool girl who also was not into church camp. But the breaking of the egg happened to me at that event. And at the very, we were with other YOUers and just getting to receive that experience. And at the end, yes, I thought the high schoolers were so cool. But although I'd had such limited interaction with Jackie, at the end of that, when my heart was like open, I was like, oh, I want to be with this woman. And that we took a picture, and I remembered the hug that I gave her in the picture. I fell into her. So not only did that remind me of that very beginning of the first place that I felt like I belonged outside of my family was at church and through kids camp, and certainly YOU. The family that she's given me, that I see here in front of me, that shows up over and over again in my life, and no matter where I travel. But the second thing that I found was a binder that she made for me. And my brother, having come before me as a regional officer, kept a lot of secrets. He wanted things to be special and different, like the map. That happened to me as well. He knew. But he wanted me to have all those experiences, including this binder. I didn't know that that's something that she did, but she gathered pictures from my entire life. The things that I had written by hand that she kept and put in this binder for me. She knew who my friends were. She put pictures of them. She was like, I don't know how she was doing it, but she was always watching. And when she gave that to me, I felt just very seen. Like, oh, here's someone who's been silently encouraging me and watching me and knowing me my entire life. So when not only do I think about the impact on me, but just all of you who are here because of that, and something Nick said, and sounds like it's said in your family, but just I think the thing that stuck out to me most was the promise that we'll continue to take care of each other. And I want to do that and be that. So I love you, Jackie. Thank you.
Am I on? Yeah. Allison from the Beaverton chapter with Nick and Teza and all these folks. And I'll keep it quick. And I think those of you in the room that are not familiar with YOU have gotten the flavor, for sure. But I'm going to keep this so tight. I've practiced so much. But Jackie gave me two really important gifts. One was she was in my first family group. So I'm 14, and I was a very challenged 14-year-old. I had an undiagnosed neurological disorder that did not get diagnosed for decades. I had adults in my life that weren't great. There were some red flags, let's say, when I sat down in my family group next to Jackie Green, and I didn't like adults at all. I didn't trust any of them, partly because most of my needs were not being met. And when the regional coordinator, the most important adult in the room, sat down next to me, my hackles went all the way up. And I was like, ugh, of course I would end up with this person in my family group. And I waited for the heads to butt and for me to, for us to have some kind of problem, for me to rub her the wrong way. And I don't think I even rated on her day, And I mean, Tacey, you said like the gift she gave you was being seen. I think the gift she gave me was just like letting me be and not being watched and thrive. And it was the first time, I think, in a long time that I thought to myself, actually, maybe it's okay. Maybe I'm okay. And when you're a teenager, you think everything's about you. And the flip side is that when everything's wrong, it's somehow your fault. And that was like the first blossoming, the first sort of like peeling of the onion where I started to feel like, actually, maybe I'm not the problem. Maybe there's other stuff going on around me that's not great. Maybe I should learn how to cope with those things and not, point it inward. And then the second gift she gave me is now that I'm 40 and have a job that puts me in a lot of strange rooms in a lot of strange places on the planet. I work in foreign aid. I spend a lot of time being told, well, this is just the way things are. This is the way things have always been. People are like this, Push comes to shove, people behave this way. And I think the youth-led peace movement thread taught me I don't agree. I don't agree. And to represent that in those rooms and to say, I actually think we can do better. I think things can be better. I think we can be better to each other. I think I can hold space that people's needs can be met. And I just don't have to buy the narrative that stuff always has to be terrible or that stuff will inevitably be terrible. And you all helped give me that too. I mean, that wasn't just Jackie, but she did create the space that attracted all the other adults and all the other youth in this room that were part of my community growing up. So thank you all so much. And I will stop talking and find my infant.
My name is David McClure, and the first day I walked into this building was half a century ago. And the first person who greeted me at the door was this beautiful young lady who said, "Hi, I'm Jackie Green. Welcome to Unity." And I said, "Well, Jackie Green, what do you do around here?" And she said, "Well, I work with the children." And within 3 weeks of serving here, I hired her as my Sunday school director at that particular time. And then 12 years ago, I was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic cancer, with given 3 months to live. One day I walked into the office and Jackie Green came in and handed me a newspaper. And the newspaper said that a miracle drug had just been okayed by the FDA, and that drug was Keytruda, and that drug saved my life. Jackie saved my life.
Hi, I'm Desiree from Vancouver, British Columbia, and I began my trip with Jackie in '79 when she began her trip with the YRU. I was a regional officer, feeling quite overwhelmed and not quite sure I could live up to whatever other expectations might be, like newsletters and things like that. It just was foreign for me. And Jackie was just an amazing support for me. And jumping forward, having children, bringing them in through YOU and becoming a sponsor, I got to see a whole nother world of Jackie and your father, Wayne, too, who was just amazing. And always enjoyed seeing them and speaking with them and seeing them rolling up with the U-Haul with everything in it and unbelievable amount of materials and resources. And so I just feel, wow, this is amazing, and it's a moment in time. And I appreciate you all. And I just want to honor her as the golden thread that she's been for us all. And we bless Nick in his journey moving forward and carrying on. And I know it's all in beautiful blessings and lots of love. Thank you.
I'm Nikki Boris, and I just have to say that this service was so transformational for me. And Jackie's work and her love were evident in this service with these people, these wonderful kids that put this service on. I grew up in Unity. I started Unity before I was in grade school at the old church on 6th and Jefferson, and I know we have some people in here that went to that church as well. So it was natural that I went to YOU. I was a part of YOU back in the 70s. And so obviously Jackie was not my sponsor. My sponsor was Wanda Powell, which some of you may remember. And at that time, there was a YAU, Young Adults. And I was so looking forward to that group because I loved Unity, and I held offices, regional offices in the YOU as well. And got to go back to Unity Village at least once, and wonderful. And I know everybody, the kids in here, you know what I'm talking about. It's just, it's so wonderful. But so my brother Jason was in the youth group under Jackie and Wayne, and he loved them, they loved him, and I loved her, and I loved Wayne, and their bright smiles, and always just there to give.
Hi, my name is Rachel Simpson. Some of you might know me as Sunshine, which was my kids' camp name 3 times out of 5. I first kids camp, 7 years old, and I'm not going to cry. And and that was, I've always said, once I got to the age where I could reflect on how things affect you, I realized that kids camp was the catalyst for me to be authentic and unapologetic in following my truth and standing up. And being a kids camp counselor, I learned how to stand on a log and lead joy songs. And that's a good place to start when you want to be able to stand up and do when you want to stand up and do scary things, like tell people, especially grown-ups, that they're doing something stupid and you're a teenager, which happened once in our church. And they were having a lot of fights, and I went up and told them, hey, we should get along. And I don't think I would have had the nerve to do that if it hadn't been for the experience and the leadership I was already learning in YOU, and the knowing of who I am. And I didn't make Regi. Back in the 90s, there was a lot of people who ran for Regi. But I was never less of a leader in the region, I felt. I made up for that later. I'll come back to that in a minute. But in 2000, I grew up in the West Side. I was over here with a friend, and we came by, met with Jackie, and I said, I want to do a young adult retreat. And she says, okay, how can I help? And the thing is back then, and still now sometimes, when you're 20 and you're asking to do a young adult retreat, and a lot of my fellow young adults in other regions had barriers. Jackie said, okay, how can I help? And she did. She helped me have just a little bit of structure and legitimacy or whatever I felt I needed, but like she probably would have just said, do whatever you want to do. That would have probably been fine too. And so we had our first young adult retreat in the region, and the following year, and that's just like so much of, she's like, okay, let's do it, And even though I, like I said, didn't make Regi, I was the regional board president for 5 years, so I think I made up for it. And it was the same meeting that I was going to take over those reins when Jackie said she was going to retire, and we should do something about that. That's not how she said it. And I was like, great. Okay, thanks, Jackie. But she always saw me and always believed in me. And even when I was 30-something, and I'm like, okay, so now I'm the chair of the region. And I'm like, this is big. And she's like, pfft. And yeah. And so, I'm not going to cry. So this summer, Unity presented me with the Charles Fillmore Award, which is kind of like a Lifetime Achievement Award, which doesn't quite make sense if you look at how old I am. But I realized that the timing of it was really great, because my last text message to her was to tell her about it. And her last text message to me was to tell me she was proud of me. And I know that she's proud of all of you too, because that's who Jackie
was. Hi, my name's Byron Schluter, and I had the pleasure of being a member of the staff up here in the early 90s, so I got to work with Jackie. And not long into my tenure here, we had a board staff retreat on a Saturday out at Immaculate Heart Center. They must have known about Unity, because they put us in a room about as far away from the quiet spaces as they could get. But anyway, one of the tasks that we were given during that retreat was we had to create, with limited supplies, some sort of a cradle or something that would protect a raw egg. And it had to be able to be dropped from about 5 feet in the air. And so I was on Jackie's team, and it was neat. She was really, really good at encouraging the rest of us to share our ideas, didn't put anybody down, and she helped us kind of create something that we thought sure was going to work. And then whenever it was all said and done, we were given the opportunity whether we wanted to test our designs. And Jackie encouraged us to test our designs. So I don't remember which one of us volunteered to drop the egg. We had to get up on a step ladder, and we were dropping it from about 6 feet in the air. And she must have had it in her knowing, because that thing hit the ground, and we thought sure it was going to survive, and then it exploded. And all I saw was this blur diving out of the corner on top of that package. It was Jackie. I don't know what she had come up with, but she come up with some paper towels or something. I think she had them in weight, because she hit the floor, and that thing didn't make a single drop of mess on the carpet in that room. So I remember that about Jackie, her encouraging nature, and that was a fun experience, one of many that I had with Jackie.
Is it on? It's on. Okay. My name is Jenny Willingham, and I'm not going to look at anyone because then I'll cry. Jackie, ooh, I'm shaking. Jackie gave me a lot in growing up. I was in YOU at the same time as Teza. And my biggest challenge the whole time I was growing up was not feeling seen. And it was a challenge everywhere I looked in my life. But eventually I caught on to the fact that Jackie knew me, and she liked me. And every time I saw her, it would be some mind-blowing revelation of just a simple comment she'd say. And I went on to be a junior sponsor and then a sponsor for YOU. The biggest gift Jackie gave me was learning how to work with youth and learning how to respect and support autonomy and accidents and mistakes and have grace. And now I work counseling children that have trouble with substances and trouble with the courts. And I get to use what Jackie taught me every day. I'm so grateful for her, and I'm so grateful for everyone in this room who showed up. Thank you.
I'm Rick Cutchins, and I'm the current board president. I've been the board president here at this church for the last 2 years. And I just wanted to share with you my absolute most proudest moment serving on this board was when the board renamed our youth center to the Reverend Jackie Green Youth Center, to have her name and her memory live on forever.
I'll go. Hi, everyone. I'm Joshua. I've been in the church since my birth, and one of my very first memories was with Jackie in this very building. I was not even 2 years old, and I was in the far part of the children's church. On that day, I think I felt a little spunky, and maybe that was just how I was at the time, but I was very young, and I decided to climb up on a chair and reach for a red object on a wall. Did I know what this red object was? I'm not sure. I might have suspected I did, but how was a child that young to know what was about to happen? Jackie was just a few feet away from me, and I remember her yelling, "No, no, Josh!" Did I listen? No, I smiled. I reached for that red object with the white handle and pulled with all my might with a huge smile on my face. Immediately, chaos ensued. Jackie grabbed me and everyone rushed in the parking lot with fear in their eyes. I did not understand any of this, but I seemed to enjoy the adventure of the moment. It was that day that Jackie and my mischievous little self learned what a fire alarm was. So that's where my memories with Jackie began. Over the course of our lives together, we had very many fun adventures. I helped with numerous kids' camps and during the summers and would ride co-pilot with her, laughing every single time she'd forget to turn off the turn signal for sometimes many, many miles along the highway. As I grew, she was there through it all, virtually every step of my life. The last time I spent time with her was just this last summer. I cherish those moments. I did not know it'd be our last, but it was. She was very bright and sharp on that day. We talked so much in those 20 or 30 minutes. I'm very grateful. She was such a wise woman and so caring towards the youth. It was her mission in life to support the youth of our church. Being raised into vastly different faiths, I quickly learned the difference between a loving organization and a fear-based church. By the time I was 6 or 7 years old, I refused to go to the fear-based church anymore. It was upsetting to my father, but I believe Jackie's influence on me was a huge part of the strength. Inside this space was a safe corridor, and I learned how to love and grow in ways I would not experience anywhere else in the world. I owe so much of my spiritual nourishment to this woman. I will forever be grateful for everything she gifted me. Thank you.
I'm Royce. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm Mike Gifford. I was a YOU sponsor from Utah for 12 years. For every event, we would get the biggest van we could and load up the kids, and we'd drive to Boise, where actually Nampa, where my parents lived, and we'd throw the kids on the floor for a couple hours and let them sleep. And we'd leave on a Thursday night and let them sleep for a couple hours, and then we'd get up and come the rest of the way. We tried to leave early just in case there was a problem, which a couple years we had some, but so we usually got to the event a couple hours before others were there, and Jackie and Wayne were always there. And she changed my life. And between Jackie and Wayne and Wally, they made a special effort to have an influence on my 4 daughters. We're actually proud parents of 6 daughters, but the 2 oldest were pre my eyes being opened. But we probably, in that 12-year time, probably brought a couple hundred kids up here, and I can't think of one of them that wasn't touched. The themes were incredible, the attention they gave. I know exactly what love is. You got to us on that one. And he wouldn't let us sing it with him. Anyway, I just want to say how grateful I am for Jackie and Wayne. We weren't able to come here for him. And frankly, I don't have the strength and the driving ability that I did when I was bringing the kids, but it was worth it to be here. Jackie, I love you.
Just wanted to say thank you guys so much for sharing. I know we have time for just a couple more. I've been informed, and then we're going to have to move on.
My name's Richard. I've known Jackie for a long time, and I want to tell 2 short stories. The first one is about courage and perseverance, and the second one is about compassion. Quite a few years ago, probably over 30, here at the church we had 2 ministers that were starting to make the congregation uncomfortable, quite frankly. I'm not going to say any names. Jackie was aware of that, and Jackie made a commitment to herself that she was going to be loyal to the church and not necessarily to the ministers. Those ministers were thinking about having Jackie fired. And probably a lot of people don't know about this, but she just stayed very courageous and had a lot of perseverance and did her job and did it very well. Unity in Missouri became involved. We came up when we had an election on whether or not we were going to keep those ministers. I got to be one of the vote keepers, so I made sure that the votes were correct. The ministers lost the election and were fired. Jackie stayed here for another 30 years. The other story is about compassion. A few years ago, I hadn't come to the church during COVID. The church was closed, and so I hadn't been here for a couple of years. And when the church opened again, I came to visit, and I saw Jackie here, and she knew that my wife had died a few years previous to that, and I knew that her husband, Wayne, had died just a few months before that. I saw her back in the children's department. She gave me the best hug I've ever had in my life. She was so compassionate, understanding, and loving. We will miss you a lot, Jackie. You are a wonderful person. Thank you.
Okay, unfortunately, we only have time for one last remembrance.
I didn't know if I was going to say anything because I know I'm going to cry. But I have known Jackie since I was 3 years old. I'm going to try and stay coherent even though I'm going to cry. I've known Jackie since I was 3 years old. I've been here at the Spokane Unity pretty much my entire life. And I never really had any kind of connection to my extended family. So my whole life, I've kind of had a habit of adopting any older people I knew as my grandparents. So if you've been in this church since I've been born, you've probably been my grandparents at some point. You probably still are partly. But Jackie was always number one in that. Jackie and Wayne, they just had a way of making people feel like family and feel loved. And I think the most beautiful part of that is that I wasn't anything extra special with that. She did that for everyone. That wasn't some special treatment for me. That every single person was that special to her. She knew how to make every person, everyone here, every member of YOU feel like family and feel that genuine love. And that was just the most beautiful thing about her, was the way she made everyone feel like family. She felt like family to me.
Okay, finish us off.
Hi, I'm Royce Gorseth. Been here a long time. Gee whiz, I'm 87 years old. Been here 54 years in this church. And I was very fortunate back in the 1970s. I had a young man come into my life who was 8 years old. He became my stepson. And we bonded right away. He needed a dad, and I needed a kid. It worked so well. Only one thing, he wouldn't come to church. And I thought he really needed to come to church. He had a passion for Dungeons and Dragons, and the church at Dungeons and Dragons was Sunday morning for him at home. And so, what am I going to do? I got to get the kid up here to get this unity, philosophy, religion, and way of life. And so I went to Jackie. I said, you've met Jeff, and how can I get him to the church here? And she said, well, I got an idea. We have a vacancy in the 3rd and 4th grade Sunday teacher category. Why don't you do it? I've been a camp counselor, but I've never, ever taught Sunday school. But I thought maybe it'll work. And I went home, and Jeff reluctantly said he would come. But he said, just don't talk about it during the week, okay? Sunday is just fine. Don't push me along here. So, excuse me. So I came in, and I had 8 kids right away. 8 kids who were remarkable kids. One of which was Lois Green, who changed my life too. Vivacious and lovely and full of fun, and she kept the class really, really lively. I had 8 kids who were just incredible. I take plenty of the names here, but I want to tell you that every one of them that I've kept in contact with, which is 8 or 9 kids, are now in their 40s, late 40s and early 50s, and every one of them has done very well in life. And they all attribute so much, not just to me, but to unity. We have 4 guys who are now college professors at the University of Washington State University down in Pullman. And we have a fellow who is executive position with a major international company. He's a major executive. His name is Paul. And we have a whole lot of teachers, a whole lot of counselors, and a whole lot of people that married well, including Jenny, who married that good guy Greg down there. That's what good marriage is all about. And Jackie knew that. Jackie was a safe harbor. She was always a safe harbor. You could go to her. She was intuitive. She was smart. She was caring. She was compassionate. But she was cool. I always took a kid up to Jackie before the first time they came to church, and it was a safe harbor. Jackie was a safe harbor right away. For me as well, and other teachers. Other teachers over the years also contributed so much. I got into YOU eventually, which was really fun. The teenagers, and a lot of those kids went on to be in YOU kids as well. And that was a lot of fun for me, and I'm just going to wind up here in a minute. And, I want to say that Annette and I, my beautiful wife Annette, and I spent an especially happy weekend rooming with Wayne and Jackie Green at an Elkins resort for a board retreat. One of the happiest weekends of our life, I think. Wayne and Jackie are good company, let me tell you. Good roommates. And finally, Jackie secretly paid for a series of our center's ads in the Inlander magazine after my impassioned plea to do something about advertising. She put the little ads in the back of Inlander magazine. No one even knew about it until a lot later, but she made me feel very happy that she followed up on what I asked her to do. She also nominated me for a Fillmore Youth Award, which meant a lot to me as well. Thank you very much. Jackie was unforgettable.
Hi, my name is Mary Teresa True, and I just wanted to, I used to be from Spokane, but I'm from Priest Lake, Idaho. And I wanted to bring up this particular things. The kids, we went camping on canoe trips at Priest Lake and Upper Priest Lake. How many of you have been on a canoe trip, and why are you up at Priest Lake, Idaho? Look at that. The Greens, the Ladwigs, the Trues. We put that together, and we did it in Labor Day because we knew, especially as educators, that if you bond the kids early in the school year, you're going to get them all year, and we always did. Jackie was a wonderful person to work with, and I really appreciate that. Just had to say, Priest Lake, best place on earth. They like it too.
Thank you guys for all the stories, and I know Tyler is coming up next. Sorry we couldn't get to everyone. If you were trying to tell a story, please tell them afterwards and never stop telling them.
The Traveler by James Dillett Freeman. She has put on invisibility. Dear Lord, I cannot see. But this I know, although the road ascends, the passing from my sight, that there will be no night, that you will take her gently by the hand and lead her on, along the road of life that never ends. And she will find it is not death but dawn. I do not doubt that you are here, that you are there as here, as you will hold her dear. Our life did not begin with birth. It is not of the earth. And this that we call death, it is no more than the opening and closing of a door. And in your house, how many rooms must be beyond this one where we rest momently? Dear Lord, I thank you for the faith that frees, the love that knows it cannot lose its own, the love that looking through the shadows sees that you and he and I are ever one. James Dillett Freeman was an internationally acclaimed poet, author, and lecturer, a Unity minister. He served as director of Unity's ministerial program, today's Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, as well as director of Silent Unity.
Okay. Jackie, what do you say about Jackie? Anything, amazing. Amazing person. She touched so many hearts, and she certainly touched mine. I had written a song really with the encouragement of a number of the people that were teaching down there in that children's church, including Jackie. And the name of the song is God in Me. And Jackie just took such a loving relationship with that song. She just kept asking me, can you play it more? And I'd come on down and I'd sing joy songs down there, and with the children, I say down there, in the children's wing. And but she'd always come back to God in Me, God in Me. And she had the words printed for years on the wall of the children's church, and she wrote about it in the Discoveries newsletter. And she asked that it be sung at her memorial service. So this is God in Me. I'm going to sing 3 verses, and when we get to the 4th verse, I think the words are going to be up there. And please join with me. We'll be singing that verse twice. So. God in me is sunshine. God in me is light. God in me is everything I need to feel alright. God in me is energy. I feel the strength inside. God in me is full of joy. God's laughter just can't hide. Oh, that's the God in me. Oh, helping me to be all that I can be. Whenever I am frightened and there's nowhere to hide, I close my eyes and turn within, and I feel that warmth inside. God in me is comforting, soon the worry's gone. God in me is harmony, God helps me get along. Oh, that's the God in me. Oh, helping me to be all that I can be. Sometimes I face decisions and I just don't know what to do. And even though I try so hard, I haven't got a clue. I explain to God my problem, and then I let it go. In just a while, my feelings tell me what I need to know. Oh, that's the God in me. Oh, helping me to be all that I can be. Everybody, God in me is always here, morning, noon, and night. God in me is healing me whenever things are right. God in me is here inside, not up above. And more than anything at all, the God in me is love. Oh, 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 that's the God in me. Oh, 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 helping me to be all that I can be. God in me is always here, morning, noon, and night. God in me is healing me whenever things are right. God in me is here inside, not up above. And more than anything at all, the God in me, the God in me is love.
Hello, everyone. My name is Ella, and I'm one of Jackie's granddaughters. And this is my brother Ian and his girlfriend Natalie. Okay, hold on. A little closer would work too. For those who didn't hear, my name is Ella, and this is my brother Ian, and we are some of Jackie's grandchildren. Today we're going to be telling the fuzzy story, which has been told many dozens of times, I'm sure, in many different ways, so I hope you'll forgive me if your fuzzy story is a little bit different than ours. So, a long time ago, there was a place called Warm Fuzzyville, in which everyone was amicable and very much embodied the spirit of Jackie Green. And the warm little fuzzies there, they lived happily as can be, giving hugs and love and listening to each other when they needed to be felt in their presence and just as they were. Until one day, a little warm fuzzy set out from his village, and he crossed all these rivers and he climbed mountains. He traversed. Yes, you did. Okay, you can set that there. Okay, whatever. It's fine. We're having some geographic difficulties. So he traversed all these mountains, he's headed over all these rivers until he makes his way into a new town that he's never been in ever before. And, it's called Cold Pricklyville. And the pricklies there, they don't interact with each other very much. They're standoffish, maybe a little coarse. Maybe they just need to be seen and loved, is what this little fuzzy says. So he asks very nicely if one of them would like a hug, and at first they're like, what? What is this? But then they think, you know what? I'll try the hug. So the warm fuzzy raises his right arm and puts his left arm down, and they embrace. And pretty soon, the cold prickly goes, hey, this isn't so bad. Maybe we should all be a little kinder to each other. Maybe we need to engage with each other in a different way. And so, after a lot of deliberation, the cold prickly decides, hey, I think I'm going to try this with the people that are important to me. And pretty soon, Cold Pricklyville begins to look like Warm Fuzzyville. So much that they call it Warm Pricklyville. Yes. Okay. Oh, yes. There's one more part.
And so, now as you are members of Cold Pricklyville, we'd like you to engage, if you feel comfortable, in a warm fuzzy with somebody nearby.
Thank you, Natalie, for setting it so
whenever you feel called. Excuse me? Louder. Hello? Excuse me? Well, okay.
You do it. May I have your attention?
Yes, got you. Excuse me, may I have your attention? Yes? Oh, two? My fingers out? Okay. Yeah. We may return to our fuzzies after our closing statement. So we have another one after this. But out in the foyer, in the atrium, we have YOU-grams addressed to Jackie. So after, if you'd like to write a message out to her, those are available. Put them on a tree, Christmas tree? Oh, they have a tree that we're going to hang them in. So if you'd like to write a YOU-gram out to Jackie, go ahead.
So thank you, Greg, for giving us the opportunity to do the closing. This goes till 5 or 6 is what I heard. So we are so grateful. Obviously, the Truth Talk, how amazing was that? That was so many incredible stories. I know that we only scratched the surface. And it's either having Tyler and Sterling pass around mics for another 2 hours here, or there's an opportunity that awaits us all collectively to go and continue the conversation and the memory sharing and the experience right after here for a short period in the fellowship hall. And then if you would all join us downtown at the carousel. The family has rented out the carousel for 4 hours from 6 until 10 for free rides for everybody to honor and celebrate the memory and spirit of Jackie and her joy and just the childlike spirit that she embodied for us all. So please find a way to make it happen. I know that it's also the Merry and Bright Night downtown, so they're going to be lighting up the big Christmas tree for the first time. And there might be a big guy from the North Pole coming down if you've been good and you want to tell some, get some listings out.
So carpool.
But thank you so much for so many people that made the trip out here from Utah, from Canada, from all over the U.S., East Coast, West Coast. I know a lot of people came a long way, and that obviously is indicative of the impact that Jackie had on all of us throughout her life and continues to have throughout the remainder of our lives. And so thank you so much. Is there anything else? One more. Oh, yeah, the prayer for protection.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to do that?
Yeah.
Great. It's been a minute, so if you want to warm up your hands and place a hand on your heart and a hand on your belly so you can feel your breath. The light of God surrounds you. The love of God enfolds you. The power of God protects you. The presence of God watches over you. Wherever you are, God is, and all is well. That's the truth. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming.
Here's something we can sing together. Here's something we can sing together. Ready? Stay, be good. dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. That's good. I heard you calling. I got your number, and I'm on the way. I'm trying to remember what we were singing before we got pulled away. But I do remember you were smiling. We were both amazed. That love's a river, flows right through us. It's the truth of our day. Here we go, your part. Steady flow. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. You pull me over, close like comfort, and we begin to sway. Going in a rhythm, taking over like it is today. Sweet surrender, peaceful moment, like children at play. Love's a river, flows right through us. It's the truth of our days. Come on, sing with me. Steady flow. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Steady flow. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Come on, ladies. Come on, queen. Sing it. I hear you. That's right. Sing it now. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. So here we are now. Promise to take us over the heavy load. We ring a bell now of remembrance. Clouds fade away. Love's a river, flows right through us, and that will never change. Yeah, steady flow, steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Come on, fellas. Come on, kings. Steady flow. Yeah, yeah. Steady flow. Sounds good, fellas. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Now, I was talking about that before. It's a flow that we're connected to, and it never ends. You hold my hand, I'll hold your hand, and we're steady flow together. Steady flow. Steady flow. Yeah. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. We got it now. Steady flow. Flow right through us. Steady flow. Yeah. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Steady flow. We're in a steady flow. Here's something we can sing together. Ready? All right. Steady flow. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. That's good. I heard you calling. I got your number. And I'm on the way. I'm trying to remember what we were saying before we got pulled away. But I do remember you were smiling. We were both amazed. That love's a river flows right through us. It's the truth of our days. Here we go, your part. Steady flow. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. You pull me over, close like comfort, and we begin to sway. Doing in a rhythm, taking over like it is today. Sweet surrender, peaceful moment, like children at play. Love's a river, flows right through us. It's the truth of our days. Come on, sing with me. Steady flow, that's nice. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Steady flow. Steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Come on, ladies. Come on, queen. Sing it. I hear you. That's right. Sing it now. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. So here we are now, heart to heart, child. I would never let you go. I made a promise to take us over the heavy load. We ring a bell now of remembrance, clouds fade away. Love's a river, flows right through us, and that will never change, yeah. Steady flow, steady flow. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Come on, fellas, come on, kings. Steady flow, yeah, yeah. Steady flow, sounds good, fellas. All us children dancing in the light. We're in the steady flow. Now, I was talking about that before. It's a flow that we're connected to, and it never ends. You hold my hand, I'll hold your hand, and we'll steady flow together. Steady